Deirdra, watching Free Speech TV in Antioch, California. Hey, Deirdra, what's on your mind today?
Oh, hi. I just had a short question because periodically I wonder about this regarding immigration.
Mm-hmm.
What if we were to just sort of change the laws where if you are not a citizen in this country and you have children in this country, your children are not citizens either? I'm wondering if we just took that away, wouldn't that calm everything down? I mean, they would no longer be, quote, illegals. They could come across the border and work or, go back and forth without harassment, without building a wall. It's just that they would not be citizens.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're mixing a couple of things up, or I don't mean mixing them up, but I mean you brought up really two separate issues. The first is what's called birthright citizenship, which is in the 14th Amendment. And it says that if you are born on the soil of the United States, you are a citizen of the United States. And that's relatively unusual. Most countries don't have birthright citizenship. In most countries, you are a citizen of a country by virtue of your parents having been citizens, or one of your parents having been citizens, regardless of where you were born. And so birthright citizenship is an issue about which I think, frankly, we probably should have a debate and a discussion, because it's being aggressively abused. I mean, there are what do they call them? People smuggling rings and stuff like that. I mean, there's the whole anchor baby thing. I hate that phrase, and I think it was Michelle Malkin who popularized it, which is kind of ironic because her parents are from the Philippines, and they came here and she was born here, and so she's one of them. But so there's that issue, right? And that could be done away with. But then the other one you talked about, people coming here, working, and then going back home. We tried that back in the 50s and 60s. It was called the Bracero Program. And the problem, because you had to give people basically the equivalent of a work permit. It was a card. It said that you were, allowed to be here to work at lower wages than Americans were willing to work for, picking crops and things. And we stopped doing it because it was being so badly abused by the employers. They were threatening to pull people's cards if they didn't, put up with being exploited, being raped in some cases, being beat up, being not paid, being, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, why can't we just do it where they are protected and employers cannot get away with that?
Yeah, well, I've been saying this from day one, is that if Reagan had not stopped the enforcement, we used to put employers in jail who hired people who were not U.S. citizens. And when Reagan stopped doing that in 1986, I think it was, employers actually started advertising. I mean, there are towns in northern Mexico on the Mexican-U.S. border where there are these 8 and 16-page broadsheet newspapers that are nothing but help-wanted ads from American companies, not in Texas, in Wisconsin, in Minnesota, in Michigan, saying, hey, you're looking for a job? We're hiring. And there's something fundamentally wrong with that. So we need comprehensive immigration reform, but Republicans will have nothing to do with it because, as the president pointed out correctly, they just want to demagogue the issue. Deirdra, thanks a lot for the call. These are both issues that are important and that we need to have reasonable conversations about, and we're not going to have reasonable conversations about between now and November, tragically. It's just not it's no longer in the DNA of American politics.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.